Welcome to the award-winning RotoWire Fantasy Basketball podcast brought to you by our friends at Sling. It is Friday, February 27th. Alex Barutha here with Ken K-Train Kreitz.
All aboard.
As always, we're going to talk about some of the biggest NBA news before we jump into listener Q&A, and then we'll hit some waiver wire, and then we'll be out of here. But Ken, kick things off with Kevin Durant's big night.
Yeah, Kevin Durant scores 40 points as the Houston Rockets win at Orlando. Rockets win 113-108. KD now has 32,006 career points and is closing in on Michael Jordan's 32,292 career points, which is fifth all time. Of course, let's remember that MJ took off some seasons to play baseball. Just saying, as a guy who used to live in Chicago when he did that, you remember those White Sox days. Anyway, I do owe KD an apology. Durant has played in 55 of Houston's 58 games, Alex. So, Mr. Durant, I'm sure you watch the pod. I apologize because I was saying you were an injury risk at age 37. So my apologies to KD and the whole Durant family. Have you been pleasantly surprised, Alex, by Durant's performance this year?
I have been. I can't remember exactly what we were projecting him for coming into the season, but I would imagine we were closer to like low 60s in games on the whole year and maybe like 32, 33 minutes a game. I just really thought that they would try to pull back on his.
He's on pace to miss, assuming they probably rest him last week. He'll probably miss only, if he stays healthy, only like 6-7 games this year.
I know. And maybe some of that too is like, Fred VanVleet was healthy and this team was what they thought they were going to be, that there would be more opportunities for Durant to not play like 39 minutes every night and play in every single game. But that's not where they're at right now. But yeah, I mean, Durant's, you said, I mean, just clearly one of the best scorers of all time. It's not even a discussion. And someone like Curry, where because he's such an elite shooter, he could just do this kind of indefinitely. Like if he's 44 years old and still just like playing 25 minutes a game and launching threes, like it just wouldn't even surprise me.
And to the Rockets, they're in third out west, but they're also only 4 games out of the play-in. Like they really can't coast. The T-Wolves are only a game back at 5. Nuggets are right behind them, half a game back. They ain't going to catch the Spurs or the Thunder, but they really can't afford to just take a few games off. Alex, there's some nice news about the Hornets in Indiana.
Yeah, Kon Knueppel. He set the rookie 3-point record with his 207th triple, and we still have like a quarter of the season left to play, basically. Charlotte also won that game 133-109. Hornets are now 29-31. They are 10th in the Eastern Conference, and basically, they're fighting with the immediate teams they're fighting with are Atlanta, who is a half game up on them, and the Bucks, who are 1.5 games down on them. And I don't know what the Bucks are doing. Giannis is still out. Doc
They
Rivers
should be
like,
tanking. Rollins is playing too well.
Absolutely.
Porter too well.
I know. Kuzma the other night, I was out
and the
Bucks Cavs game was on, and I saw him just like drill a 3 over somebody and then just run back to the bench with his tongue wagging out and like shaking his head violently. I'm like, what is
what's going on?
This is crazy.
They're all drinking the Bobby Portis crazy eyes juice. Yeah. Whatever. But yeah, Bucks 8-2. What the hell? It's not supposed to be what they're doing.
No.
Anyway, though, Charlotte, back to Charlotte, though, good chance to make the plan. And frankly, that organization, Coach Lee's doing a good job there. But that organization needs some good news, and the play-in would qualify as that.
They do, and I also don't want to see Heat Hawks again, or Heat Bulls. The Bulls Hawks play-in tournament, which is what they should just call it at this point. Like I'm done seeing that.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. Well, hey, let's enjoy some misery out of the Los Angeles area, Alex. One of my favorites.
Yeah, the Clips. Clips were down Kawhi Leonard. Obviously, they still don't have Darius Garland. Scored only 88 points in a home loss to the Timberwolves. And in other LA news, the Lakers also lost to the Suns despite Devin Booker and Dylan Brooks being out. Mathurin got the start the other last night for the Clippers, and actually I don't remember what he ended up with. I remember his points prop was 23 and a half.
He didn't shoot well. 4 of 14.
Yeah, that's about right.
14 points. He had 6 TOs. He didn't exactly shine. It was an ugly game. Both teams shot poorly. Clippers are 41% from the field. Timberwolves are 43%. I mean, the T-Wolves only put up 94. It was ugly. Randall went 1 of 10. But I'll say this. I don't have him in our waiver wire, but Derek Jones is getting real play, real minutes, back to health for the Clippers. We'll see how long that lasts. But Mathurin
for as
did
long
not
as
explode like we expected.
For as long as Kawhi is out, Jones will be like worth streaming in fantasy for sure. We just kind of don't know exactly how long that's going to be.
Yeah, what is the Kawhi situation? I mean,
I think he's just got knee soreness.
Is there standard Kawhi maintenance?
Yeah, I mean, they ruled him out with an ankle. Who knows what that means exactly? Because you never know with Kawhi, he's a black box in terms of like how long he's going to be out. Because as soon as he gets hurt, he just like runs away to hide somewhere with his like team of people who like do all sorts of like tests that we don't know about, and then he just emerges, or his team emerges and calls Steve Ballmer and is just like he's not ready. And Ballmer's like, "Do you have more details on that?" And they're like, "No."
And Ballmer's like, "Well, maybe I'll not write that check to the bankrupt tree company for the extra money."
Right.
Well, and let's shift gears to the other misery in LA, because I really like this scrap. There's a kid in our neighborhood I'm good friends with, T-Dog, big Suns fan. His grandparents have season tickets out in Phoenix. And we've been really enjoying this season. I love the scrappy play of the Suns.
Yeah, I mean, they shot 44% from 3 in this game. Grayson Allen came off the bench, had a fantastic performance, scored 28 points. Lakers really have a hard time guarding these like athletic wings who can kind of just do a little bit of everything.
Alex, they have a hard time guarding. Just to end it there.
Well, they have a hard time guarding. Yes, period.
Bigs, smalls, wings, point guards, fast guys, big guys, slow guys.
Depends if DeAndre Ayton drank his juice or not that day. If they can continue to play well. But man,
Ayton, by the way, I'm glad you brought up Ayton. 1 of 3 in 23 minutes.
Oh, he was
4 rebounds.
In the sort of 24. In the sort of like Mark Williams bowl, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
right. Like, hey,
right. Iron Man Mark Williams, by the way. I think last night was his 56th games. We were talking to the Suns organization yesterday, believe it or not, and we were all high-fiving about Mark Williams staying healthy this year.
Yeah, he's lost a decent amount of weight, and they don't play him. They don't extend his minutes too much. So I think that's just been a good thing for him and the Suns.
He's like the anti-Ayton. He had 10 rebounds in only 13 minutes last night.
Yeah, he is good.
What I love about the Suns win though over the Lakers, other than the Lakers just losing, no Booker, no Brooks.
Yeah,
right? Just Colin Gillespie. All day and night, coming at you.
And earlier in the season, like they had been obviously playing really well with all their guys healthy. Yeah. It's been a little bit of a fall off lately because they've dealt with so many injuries.
Yeah.
So the fact
Green's
that they were
back,
able to come in,
he hasn't found his shot yet. He's really he's struggling. He had 4 of 15 last night. Yeah.
Yeah, the shooting has been awful, and their defense has really slipped. But I still believe in them as like a interesting playoff team when they're fully healthy, and it seems like Brooks will at least be back for the playoffs.
They're a give a shit team. I love teams that give a shit. I didn't expect it, but they care.
When you kick Bradley Beal and Kevin Durant off your team, it's amazing how much less drama there is.
Yeah. Good point, Alex. Good point. All right, well, let's get to some good health news first, and then Alex, you can take us to the bad health news. On the good health news, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander returning tonight for the Thunder. This is fantastic. He had a 9-game absence. Great to see SGA coming back. You probably have noticed, Alex, Evan Mobley is playing tonight for Cleveland. He had a long absence and then more recently missed 2 of the last 4 because of that calf issue. And in Rumor Mill Central, the K-Train right here might see live at the TD Garden, maybe, the return of Jason Tatum Sunday. A lot of rigmarole because NBC Sports switched to that game and moved it to 8 p.m. primetime out east. You know, NBC's doing the documentary on Tatum's long return from the knee issue. So fingers crossed, I will get to see Tatum. And I might just have an emotional breakdown. If I'm a few beverages in and Tatum comes in late in the first quarter, the tears will start flowing. I'll just turn into a giddy 5-year-old.
And then Jaylen Brown ices him out the whole game.
Don't you brought up Brown? Did you hear his post-game quote after the Warriors win?
I don't know if I did.
They asked him, Porzingis and Horford. We talked about this last week. And Abby Chin asks, like, hey, Jaylen, was it great to see former teammates Al Horford and Kristaps Porzingis? And Brown goes, yeah, love seeing those guys, and I just thought it'd be the most respectful thing for us to take the belt to them. It was beautiful. I should have used there. That's today's outcome.
Missoula definitely rubbing off on Brown on that one.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Should have used that as the out quote for last week's show. It was fantastic.
Well, let's unfortunately dive into some bad health news. Lauri Markkanen will be reevaluated in 2 weeks due to a hip issue. Some confusion about whether or not the NBA was sending an independent doctor to review these MRIs.
Oh, really?
It seemed like at first they were going to, and then that stopped. I don't know if the Jazz sent that guy's plane elsewhere or something like that, but I don't know if that guy ever showed up in Markkanen.
Was it Danny Ainge who tackled Markkanen in practice, just blindsided him? Then hit him with a bat a few times.
Yeah, we're a bit of a Tanya Harding situation. Alex Sarr, hamstring injury, considered week to week now. This was sort of my fear.
The tank. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, but they did sign Tristan Vucevic to a standard deal, so certainly someone you can consider adding in fantasy. Jalen Smith expected to miss at least a week with a right calf strain, although I believe he's more technically week to week. And so that's just like Gershon Yabusele and Nick Richards.
I feel like all the waiver wire guys you have to pick up got hurt. Santi Aldama, can't fix his knee. Jalen Smith out now. New starting center for Chicago. Who else am I blanking on? Oh, Ty Jerome can't get healthy from him. Like every trade move, obvious free agent pick just got hurt immediately.
Keegan Murray. There's some other guys as well that we're definitely blanking on. But yeah, so who else do we have here? Norman Powell re-injured his groin on Thursday night. We'll see what that ends up being. Soft tissue injuries, that can be a couple of weeks thing. So keep an eye on that.
And old.
Yeah, then Cooper Flagg, I think is technically doubtful to play tonight. We don't have an updated status on him yet.
Okay.
So you could consider it. Maybe he's questionable, but honestly, he's been ruled out like 24 hours in advance of some of these games. So I'm going to call him doubtful to play tonight.
Yeah.
Really appreciated that the Mavericks lied to us about when he would be back. I don't know who saw that coming except me and everybody else. They were like, he'll be back after the All-Star break with a mid-foot sprain. I'm like, that's not how that works. So
the Mavs 6 games out of the play-in don't, right?
They're not rushing him back.
Do they own
not
their
rushing
pick?
him back.
Do they own their pick next
I'm
year?
pretty sure they do.
Yeah, I think they do.
Double
checking.
checking.
Every reason to.
Yeah, they do. They own their pick.
Yeah, every reason to tank. That was fast. Way to look that up fast. That was good on you, man.
Hey, that Tankathon tab comes up pretty fast for me when I type in TA.
All right. Well, hey, before we get to our fans' live questions, Alex, tell us about our good friends at Sling.
Yeah, and thank you everybody who's put questions in the chat so far. Ken will pick out some while I do this ad read. If you are watching right now and you have a question, please drop one in. We'll do our best to get to everybody's question. Will not always be possible, but as always, you can hit me up on Twitter, and I will do my best to answer your question somewhat promptly. But yes, our friends at Sling TV. Are you tired of paying for live TV that you don't watch? With Sling, you can get live sports, news, and entertainment. Only the live sports, news, and entertainment you want when you want it. Get your hands on a Sling 1-day, 3-day, or 7-day pass starting at just $4.99. Get over 30 of your favorite channels for the best price and stop overpaying for full-time live TV plans. Sling has a pass for any occasion. Big game tonight? Grab a 1-day pass for just $4.99. Want a full week of live TV for one low price? Get a 7-day Sling pass. And for all those weekend watchers out there, you can enjoy live sports, news, and entertainment with a 3-day Sling pass. Only Sling lets you watch when you want, so you only pay for what you watch. Watch live TV on your terms starting at just $4.99. Sling lets you do that. Use our link in the description below to sign up for Sling today.
Is it fair to say, Alex, Sling is letting you take it to the man? Does that expression apply here?
Yeah,
Giant media companies. F you.
Yeah.
We're going. I'm slinging it this weekend.
Just slinging it.
Yeah, Sling, if you'd like to add that tagline, reach out to me. We'll talk.
Yeah, right.
Looking for a new face of the company. Is it time for feedback, sir?
Yeah, it is. It is. Let's
start with our friend Georgie. Should I keep Ace Bailey or add Dejounte Murray or Jason Tatum? He then adds he's the number one seed in his league right now. So he's clearly got for his bench spot using some high upside places. Who do you like high upside wise? Bailey, Murray, or Tatum?
I think I'd rather have Bailey than Tatum. I don't know. DeJounte is close though. The thing is, I don't necessarily like. I think DeJounte will.
He's not going to play back to backs. Sorry, I had too much self.
No, that's exactly. I mean, thank you for because that was exactly what I meant. I just didn't vocalize it. I think DeJounte will be better on a per game basis than Ace Bailey, but I don't trust Dejounte Murray to play every game. Like, chances are he'll probably play 2 out of every 3 games or something down the stretch. And the thing is, we're still in February. Like, who knows? Like, what are we going to be talking about on March 18th? Is Dejounte Murray going to be playing 35 minutes a game every single game, or what's going on there? So I think I would probably hold Ace Bailey. It's a good question.
The lone healthy Utah Jazz player. He and Isaiah Collier might be playing 55 games a night.
Yes, and that's a big part of it as well.
Yeah. All right, let's go to Brian. He asks, is Jakob Poeltl kind of back? I dropped Mark Williams for Jakob. What are your thoughts, Alex?
Sure. I'm totally fine with that.
Yeah. I don't know if they're going to play him in back-to-backs. It's this back issue of his has lingered.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he didn't play in the front end of the back-to-back OKC versus the Spurs. But yeah, I mean, the fact that he played 28 minutes and looked good against Victor Wembanyama in San Antonio, I think that's kind of all that I need to be adding Poeltl in fantasy. And I really like Mark Williams, but we discussed before, the minutes are limited. He's not like a high usage guy for them. So I'm fine with that swap for sure.
Okay. We got a Bucks based question here from Jeff. Drop Marvin Bagley, who I think just hurt himself, for Kevin Porter. So certainly drop Bagley. What's the
no? This is no. This is not Kevin Porter, but this is someone.
Oh, Potter. Micah.
This is Wisconsin.
I misread that.
Oh, University of Wisconsin alumni, Micah Potter. We will discuss Potter later.
Not Mike.
I keep saying Potter.
Micah.
It's Micah. So I always keep accidentally saying Micah Potter. Micah Potter. His parents should have said that 5 times fast to figure that one out. Do I drop Bagley for him?
If you need threes,
Yeah.
it's kind of a position question, right? I mean, Bagley's going to get you traditional rebounds and points, though his questions are kind of questionable in Dallas.
The reason I would drop Bagley for Potter is because Bagley still has kind of been seeing increased minutes. Like Gafford missed the last game, PJ Washington missed the last game, Cooper Flagg's been missing time. I think I would just rather have Potter because it really seems like he's going to just be secure in this 25 to 28 minute a game role. Maybe Bagley gets there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this kind of is a category question too.
If you need threes, the former Badger could be a good pickup. Memphis now, due to the recent update, I assume we're talking about Ty Jerome's not playing again status. Would you drop Ty Jerome for two-way player Javon Small, the rookie out of West Virginia, who we will discuss later?
I think that's probably fine. Small was someone that I did like earlier in the year before he got hurt. So yeah, I mean, Jerome is just if he's going to be sitting out games and stuff, it's hard to trust him. And I think Small is going to play a lot. He's 23 years old. They're in a rebuild mode. There's probably I don't even know if he's close to. He might actually. He's sort of close.
Mid-20s. I think he's mid-20s on the game count, so they might have to make a decision.
Yeah. I think you can play 50 something. I always remember at 52 or something like that.
He's
So they might not have to make a decision. Either way, I do like Small here.
I just feel like Jerome's going to play 3 of every 4, or maybe 2 out of every 4 games. He's under contract for next year, so I think with Jerome, they're more worried about making sure he's useful next season.
Yeah, and Jerome, I think, is one of those like sneaky old guys. You know, not actually old, but he's 28. He's not like a developmental piece.
No. But when he does play, high usage. Love him when he plays. I just think he's going to miss a lot of games. All right, let's go to Charlotte. New Hornet Coby White. What's your rest of season value for him? And what a nightmare, including myself, for everyone who held on to him with the Bulls.
I know. This was supposed to be a good season for him. I was totally. I mean, I was one of those people totally fine drafting him in the 5th or 6th round. Yeah, so he's coming off the calf issue, played 16 minutes in his first game and then his second game. Good assist numbers in both those games, 10 total assists in that time. I'm fine dropping him, especially like if you're at risk of not making your fantasy basketball playoffs or something. At this point, I'm considering him a luxury hold, and that's probably still more like in deep leagues.
Yeah. All right, Diabate or NWA rest of season in 9 category.
8-team head-to-head 9 cat. I think that's entirely category based. I mean, if you need the rebounds, like just keep Diabate, and if you need scoring, and threes, you just take Alexander Walker.
Are you worried at all about Walker's foot issue? He missed the second of a back. No, it wasn't a back-to-back. He missed the second Wizards game.
Wizards. Good
time to rest people.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't think I would be making this decision based off of that, but yeah, you have to monitor it.
Okay, this is an interesting question. I can't pronounce that handle, but Taylor Hendricks, Jericho Sims, and Devin Carter on this person's waiver wire. Would you drop Vucevic for him? Vuk. I'm assuming he's referring to the center in Washington.
Tristan.
Yeah,
with the K, it's Vucevic.
Yes, right.
Vucevic. Right. T-Dog. Would I drop? I think I would. I'd be okay dropping Tristan Vucevic for Devin Carter. Okay. And I think in order, I would go Devin Carter, Taylor Hendricks, and then Jericho Sims. Jericho Sims is just not a good basketball player. Not remotely interested in him in fantasy. I'm sorry. Carter has the best chance, I think, at like rest of season value. So yeah, I'm fine.
All right. In Chicago, injuries to Jalen Smith. Where do you stand, Alex? Are you on the Nick Richards side, or are you on the dance floor with the dancing bear, Gabo Yabusele, the Frenchman?
Oh man, I can't believe we're answering this question in the year of our Lord 2026. I mean, Nick Richards was he was going to be a third string. I don't know.
They
My
both get miserable.
I mean, realistically, my answer to this question is no. Please, for the love of God, find somebody else to roster.
Such as Vukovic in Washington, right? Like, wouldn't you probably rather have
Yeah.
him than either of these two?
I think I would rather have Nick Richards. The only issue here is like assuming Jalen Smith returns. Like, let's say Jalen Smith returns after 10 days. There's a better chance Yabusele is still fantasy relevant when Smith is playing compared to Richards. Richards might not even be. Richards might be like a legit backup in that junction. But I still think Richards is better if you gave them the same amount of minutes.
Yabusele got the start last night, only 21 minutes to Richards' 27.
He's been starting,
and Richards actually got the double-double. Yeah, I know. It's insanity. Yeah, I think Richards, if you must choose between the two. All right, and then let's just almost let you read this question. Melton, Eason, Konchar, and Potter on the wire. Micah Potter. Are they all must-roster players? 12-teamer? Are Melton's minutes ever going to be steady? I don't.
Well, first of all, not John Konchar.
Thank you. Thank you.
Again, I mean, this guy, another fake old guy where he's 29, and I know he does some like interesting steals and block stuff. Just I'm not interested in that for a 12-teamer. You're right to point out Melton's minutes. He is an injury-prone guy, has never really been able to play more than 25 minutes a game. I still think he's a must-roster guy, or close to it in 12-team leagues.
Okay.
I don't know what's going on with this Curry knee injury. Melton's a great category league player, and honestly a really good points league player too. And it's kind of the same with like Eason, right? Which is just like he misses time all the time. He's just playing 28 to 30 minutes a game. He's really inconsistent. It's just frustrating.
And he's not getting the shots with Durant there now.
No.
Last year, I don't know. I know his shot attempts are way higher per minute last year than they were this year. The usage just tanking with that's what happens when you add an all-time great scorer to your starting five. The other guys need to shoot a little less.
Yeah. So these guys are all pretty fringy. I would still prefer to be rostering Melton and maybe Eason, but you don't have to if there are better options for you, or you prefer to stream instead.
All right, here's some injury questions in Denver. Alex, what are you hearing about Peyton Watson and Aaron Gordon's eventual return for the Nuggets?
We're not really hearing anything. The last update we got on Watson was that he'd be out 4 weeks, and that was February 6th that we got that update. And this Aaron Gordon thing, initially was ruled out very similarly to Peyton Watson, 4 to 6 weeks. Is technically day to day now because of the fact that he just crossed that 4-week threshold. I think this game he's about to miss is his first game that he would have technically been eligible to play if they stuck to their timeline. But yeah, I'm not hearing anything. Really no injury updates. So I'm going to expect both those guys to be out at least another week, probably closer to 2 weeks, because usually you hear oh, this guy's back playing 1-on-1. This guy's back playing 3-on-3. This guy's scrimmaging. And if you haven't heard any of that stuff, if there's no news about that stuff, then it's a week plus at least that they're still out.
Yeah.
In terms of their value outlook rest of season, I think Gordon can do what he had been doing, which is 18, 6, and 3, which is that's pretty much someone you have to roster in fantasy basketball. And Watson, I'm a little less sure about Watson. I think he'll be more involved because he proved that he can be. Right.
But how healthy will he be when he gets back to? You don't know.
Because apparently he's a better offensive player than Cam Johnson.
Yeah.
So that's going to be really interesting, to be honest, what they do with Cam Johnson.
Cam, maybe a little less on the podcasting, a little more on figuring out how to play with the joke.
He falls a little short of must roster for me, but
yeah,
the thing is, it's just hard to hold him at this point.
All right, we got a lot of good questions, but we got other parts of the show. Would you rather have Grayson Allen or Podz for rest of the season?
Yeah, I mean, I think Podz has been pretty good, man. Past 16 games, 31 fantasy points per game. He's 77th in past 30 days, 8 cat total value. I would still have Grayson Allen. I would still prefer him, but it's close. I just don't know what to do with this Warriors team when, like, what's going to happen when Curry comes back?
Yeah.
I think Pajemski's going to play, but it's not as much usage for him. I don't know. I think rather have Allen, but it is close.
And Allen is going to be enjoying a lot more shots with Brooks and Booker out, especially Brooks is out a good 3 more weeks, I think. So that's going to be a lot of minutes for Allen. All right. Are there any other ones here you really want to get to, or is it time for the waiver wire, sir?
We can go to the waiver wire.
Okay. Someone is begging me, Mr. Ken, please respond. So I got one more. Sorry. We do answer to begging. Mr. Ken, Porzingis, do you drop or hold?
Go ahead.
I drop him. He's never going to play back to back. He's Al Horford too on that team. Maybe they alternate him on back to backs. He's never going to be healthy, right?
Yeah, I have no faith in Porzingis at this point. Earlier in the season, I was pretty adamant, and I'm probably less. I think I have a stronger. I think I'm less sort of flippant or like less. I like to hold guys longer than I think some other fantasy analysts, depending on the situation. So earlier in the season, I was like, you should hold Porzingis because what you're getting, if he's still going to play every other game, it's probably better than you're going to get somebody off the waiver wire playing every other game. But it's been much worse than that for a long time. So, and they're going to make the playoffs no matter what. Because if you take a look at the standings, they just like can't fall out of the play-in. It's impossible. So I think they're like they're going to be in the playoffs.
Yeah,
they can just try to make sure he's healthy for the playoffs. They have no reason to like make any sort of push. This is also kind of why I'm a little concerned about Curry. Yeah, it's fine to drop him, especially in a 10 team or 16 team. I would understand. Like, I need to know, like, this guy's good, clearly good when he plays. Even then, it's like it's probably not worth the headache.
All right. Well, Alex, take us to the meat of the podcast.
The waiver wire. In terms of game count next week, the week of March 2nd, Atlanta and Cleveland are the only teams with 2 games. I think about half of the remaining league has 4 games. So this is just a very classic week in the NBA. Lots of streaming opportunities. But make sure if you're rostering any fringe guys from Cleveland or Atlanta, potentially just boot those guys off your roster. Not a great week to have picked up Jonathan Kuminga.
No.
Let's put it that way. Yeah. Even though he's played well. I'm going to kick things off with Dejounte Murray, 37% rostered guard for the New Orleans Pelicans. First 2 games back for Murray in his debut had 13, 2, and 3 with 1 steal in 25 minutes. Also had 5 turnovers. Second game back, 17, 3, and 9 with 4 steals and 1 block in 26 minutes. Also had 6 turnovers. I'm mentioning this because of all the people who told me that Scoot Henderson is a bum and that they shouldn't add him because of all the turnovers he had. I would just like to tell you, if you are also begging me to pick up Dejounte Murray, please acknowledge his turnovers as well. Trey Murphy was also out for both of these games. Keep that in mind in terms of like a usage situation. And also the second game was against the Utah Jazz. But the Pelicans do have 4 games next week. Would assume Murray plays in 3 of those, hopefully. But at this point, I think he should probably be rostered or at least streamed in. Like, stream him in for this upcoming week and then reevaluate how he's been playing.
And do we have any new news on how bad this shoulder is for Murphy? Because I do think usage for Murray is going to change a lot depending on Murphy's availability.
We don't really have. No, we don't have much of an update, and I forget which shoulder it is. If it's the shoulder that he hurt last season, it gives me like a little bit of pause. I think it is his right shoulder. But yeah, we haven't really heard anything. Unfortunately, all we know is that he's day to day.
Gotcha. All right, before my pick, hey, fans, if you like our videos, please hit like and subscribe below. It helps pay the bills for this silliness. I'm going to go to Memphis for my first pick. Gigi Jackson of your Memphis Grizzlies, only 30% rostered in Yahoo leagues. He ranks 68th in 9 category value per average game on the last 14 days. Look, Memphis is a tanking mess. Jackson, 6'9", 21-year-old gem of a second-round pick from 2023. Gigi has started at power forward 8 of the last 9 games for the Grizzlies. And over those 9 games, he's averaged over 17 points, 6 rebounds, almost 2 stocks, while shooting 56% from the field and hitting 2.2 threes a game. Look, someone has to score on this Grizzlies lineup, especially when Jerome is out. And boy, this Santi Aldama knee injury is looking more serious every day. He's been out 13 games. So I really love Gigi Jackson as a pickup.
Yeah, we've gotten no real update on like Zach Edey, who I don't expect to return this season either. So I think the Grizzlies are just going to continue playing small. And they need to see what they have in Jackson because, like you mentioned, he was a second round pick, and he's on the third year of his deal, which means he's extension eligible. He needs to sign a contract this summer. So they need to figure out, like, what do we have in this guy? Do we want to hang on to him long term? And all the reason in the world to pick him up. My second waiver wire suggestion, Gui Santos of the Golden State Warriors, 24% rostered. Really probably one of the most under-discussed players in the NBA right now, just generally speaking, like not in fantasy. He has been like excellent past 12 games, averaging 15 points at 1.8 threes, shooting 59% from the field, 43% from 3, 5.5 rebounds, 3.8 assists, 1.6 steals, and almost a block in 29 minutes per game. The past 30 days, Ken, he is ranked 31st in total 8-cat value. The shooting is going to regress a little bit, but clearly Steve Kerr likes him. There's room now on the wing because Jimmy Butler's out and Jonathan Kuminga's no longer in town. And this would be different if this is like, this was a 4-game sample. This is 12 games. This is really like a month of action for Santos that he's been doing this.
Yep. I think people are just afraid to say Guy. They're not going to risk mispronouncing the first name. No, Gui Santos, very solid. All right, you've already alluded to this pickup, but it's just too tempting to see what happens here. I'm probably going to regret this. The Hawks only have 2 games next week, but Jonathan Kuminga still has a lot of intrigue for me, even though he probably shouldn't. This is a long-term move. He's rostered in 40% of Yahoo leagues. He started Thursday, but that was with Jalen Johnson and Nickeil Alexander-Walker out. But in his 2 games with Atlanta, 22 points, 8 rebounds, 2 stocks, and 2 triples over 27 minutes. Maybe this is just making the same mistake over and over. But if Kuminga's out there, I am tempted. But again, if you need game count for next week, the Hawks only have 2 games. Alex, what is Atlanta up to? Can you help me with that question?
I can sort of help you. I mean, look, they don't have like a ton of depth on the wing that I think they feel confident about. So I expect if we envision a world where this team is completely healthy, so Jalen Johnson's available, and Nickeil Alexander-Walker's available, like all this stuff, like what kind of role is Jonathan Kuminga going to play? I'd be surprised if he didn't find 20 minutes a game, but my assumption is they'll play whoever is hot and whoever fits the matchup, because it's kind of hard to say with any definitive, it's hard to say definitively that Zachary Risacher is better than Jonathan Kuminga or Corey Kispert. And it's hard to say that Corey Kispert is definitely better than Zachary Risacher and Jonathan Kuminga. It's like a night-to-night thing. So I think whoever's cooking on a particular game is just he's gonna get the minutes. Hot hand. Yeah.
It's not worth going into what a bad pick Risacher is. We can do that later. We've done that enough, maybe. Who is your second waiver wire pick of the week? Oh, no, third. Sorry, third.
Third, yeah. Precious Achiuwa, forward/center for the Sacramento Kings, 23% rostered. Domantas Sabonis out for the year. Dylan Cardwell out a month. Keegan Murray's hurt again. DeAndre Hunter's not coming back. Decimated front court. And when a team has a decimated front court, Precious Achiuwa is always waiting. Always waiting for an opportunity. He is coming off a career high 23 points. Just took it to Marvin Bagley, man. I mean, Precious Achiuwa versus Marvin Bagley. That's what we were all tuning in.
That's why you get NBA TV for those kind of power matchups.
29 and 12 with 4 assists, 3 steals, and a block. This is just amazing. Past 5 games for Achiuwa. 17 points on 60% shooting, 9 boards, 2 assists, 1.8 steals, and close to a block in 30 minutes a game. How much more can we say about Achiuwa? Like, he's one of those guys. It's like if he gets 30 minutes, you roster him because he's just a per minute guy. He just puts up numbers, offense, defense. Clearly not a good NBA player, or this would not be the situation in which he's getting 30 minutes. But
these are supposed to be 30 minutes for Keegan Murray, and he cannot stay healthy. He just cannot stay healthy.
Yeah. So please add Precious Achiuwa. Like, this is really like a rest of season type ad. Very much resembling like a Jarris Walker type ad, which is just like, this guy's tank proof. He's gonna play 30 minutes.
Right. I like that comparison. Well, much like you have recommended Precious in the past, I have recommended this gentleman in the past. Moses Moody is surprisingly, I did not get his roster, but I want to say he's only around like 29, 30% rostered in Yahoo leagues. And he's been playing great with Steph Curry and Jimmy Butler out. And he's been starting almost every game of the season. Last 7 games, over 18 points, 1 steal, 3.3 triples, with excellent percentages, over 32 minutes a game. The minutes are there for Moody. The shots are there for Moody. He's been a waiver wire option all season, has started every game since December 14th. I will warn you, Warriors, only 3 games next week. But Moses Moody, I don't understand his low roster numbers.
I don't either. There seems to be some like Moses Moody. It's possible there's like Moses Moody fatigue, where it's just like every year or even earlier in the season, people, because there were points earlier in the season, he's like 24 points. And as soon as someone scores 20 points, they're the most added person in fantasy basketball. And then he follows
and then
that up.
Kerr decides, you know what? How about just 12 minutes tonight?
You played a little too well. Don't get too big of a head. I will say this. The guy Steve Kerr hates the most is the guy who's like a really good, or like a star who is supposed to be better than he is and like won't play a role. It's just surprising to me that Moody didn't get more opportunities, because Kerr just loves guys who aren't that good. Amazing. But no, you have to roster Moody. If you're in a points league, I understand why there might be some hesitation, because he is doing a lot based off of like 3-pointers. But even if you take his past 15 games, he's basically at 26, 27 fantasy points, which is good enough, at least for streaming and standard leagues.
And the minutes it's a lock of minutes. Even with Kerr's crazy rotations, he's now locked in as the starting small forward with Butler out. Okay, sir, who is your long shot of the week?
Micah Potter, as I try to make sure to pronounce that correctly. Past 7 games for Micah, 15 points with 2.4 threes, 52% shooting from the field, 45% from deep, 84% from the free throw line, about 5 boards, 2 assists, a steal, and half a block in 26 minutes a game. At this point, it really does just seem like Huff and Potter are going to be a minute split at center. Potter's shooting will come down a bit, but like that's what he's out there to do, is to shoot. So if he keeps shooting 40-something% from 3, don't be shocked. And look, Obi Toppin is back. He started and played 8 minutes against Charlotte last night. I don't know if he's playing any center. I also don't know how many games he's playing the rest of the season. We also have Pascal Siakam missing time and whatnot. But I think Potter is someone you pick up now and you figure it out later.
If you need threes in the center position, delightful. And if you're the Pacers, don't you kind of have to figure out who's going to be our backup center for Zubac next season? I feel like Huff and Potter this is an extended audition to see which direction they go next year.
I think this is an extended audition to be the third string center next year.
Oh.
To be honest with you, I just assume
have a roster spot.
Yeah, I assume they'll find another guy. It's possible that both of these guys. I don't mean to be that harsh, but it's possible that I think Huff probably has the inside track to be the backup to Zubac, because in theory Zubac is a guy who can play 30 to 32 minutes a game, and then you can figure it out small ball, which is what the Clippers used to do. But
yeah,
we'll see.
That's true. All right, my long shot, someone we mentioned earlier in the pod, two-way contract guy, Javon Small of the Memphis Grizzlies, only rostered in 9% of leagues. Got his first career NBA start on Wednesday. Put up 16 points, 6 boards, and 4 dimes. Look, the rookie, second-round pick from the University of West Virginia. So much of his minutes to me is based on how bad is Cedric Coward's knee injury. These Grizzlies are in full tank mode. They're not going to risk Coward's future on a meaningless season. I love Ty Jerome, but he can't stay healthy either. And we were saying earlier, he's probably going to only play 1 of every 2 or 2 out of every 3 games. Anyway, last 4 games for Small, who's got plenty of games left to play on his 2-way deal. Almost 16 points, over 4 rebounds, almost 5 assists, and 2 stocks with strong percentages. It's a long shot, but there's a lot of upside for Javon Small to get monster minutes for these Memphis Grizzlies.
Yeah, someone they drafted in the second round, West Virginia, and showed some stuff in Summer League that I think, early in the season was interesting as well. When Morant was dealing with injuries, but then Small got hurt himself. And like we mentioned before, he's a development piece, can clearly play. So someone that has to be on everyone's radar.
Someone they want. Is this like a cheap gem they can develop for next season? That's the question.
Mm-hmm. Even though they already have Ty Jerome, Scottie Pippen, Cam Spencer, and Walter Clayton, but they'll figure it out. And John Morant.
Well, not for long.
He'll be in Sacramento soon. Even though Sacramento was like, yeah, no thanks.
How bored is John Morant going to be with the nightlife in Sacramento?
All right, Ken. Well, let's go to your old man rant, although I know it's not quite a rant.
Arg. Actually, I would like to thank Andy Behrens and the Fantasy Sports Writers Association, the FSWA, for naming this, the old man rant, as a best short form fantasy video finalist for 2025. Thank you. We didn't win, but it was an honor to be nominated. All the credit goes to Jagger May, our editor. Thank you, Jagger. Arg.
And as always, thank you, everybody, for joining us on the RotoWire Fantasy Basketball Podcast. It is brought to you by Sling. Remember, code YouTube15 to get 15% off your RotoWire subscription. Really, both baseball and football are kind of ramping back up. Baseball is obviously closer.
Yes.
But sickos everywhere are tuned into their respective sport. If you play fantasy baseball at all, you're a sicko. And if you care about fantasy football right now, you're a sicko. So sickos can get 15% off RotoWire by using our code E215.
Plus, we didn't do our DFS segment, but of course, the NBA DFS lineup optimizer, which we constantly update throughout the day with all of our adjusted projections as news breaks. I will say, if anyone subscribes, there's going to be a question afterwards saying, how did you, why are you subscribing? Please put in podcast or YouTube if this stuff is one of the reasons you are subscribing. Should I take us out of here?
You can take us out of here. Go ahead.
Let's go to ESPN, where this morning, Friday morning, Brian Windhorst had this to say after the Lakers lost to a shorthanded Phoenix Suns team. Quote, the Lakers, are a flawed team. They are a very poor defensive team. For example, the Suns, for the last 10 games, were 30th ranked in offense. And the Lakers gave up 113 points last night to the Suns. End quote. No Booker, no Brooks, and the Suns still beat the Lakers. Delicious. Attention passengers, this 2-car fantasy train wreck has hit the end of the line.